That lightning was so appropriately placed there. Rape! Rape! Turn on the sensors! I guess it did turn on the sensor. Hey, wait, when did Bogart get here? This is weird. I guess she's remembering a conversation she had before this. What? Oh. Well, but I want to help him. That's your excuse for everything, Bogart. Oh, she's awake. Oh. Take some melatonin, you'll be fine. That's kind of... He's swearing that he'll protect her and... Nah, there's no resemblance whatsoever. Well, she seems to be convinced, but I'm not. Well, with her false sense of relief there, the 7,000 other regrets come up because of it. We're going to run away from our problems now, instead of apologizing to Duke and waking him up. Oh, who's this guy? He looks kind of a little bit more flamboyant than the last one. The Ivory Butler. Oh, I get it. Sounds like quite a play of the Count. He looks like he's up to something. Yeah, he's up to something. Mavolia. Huh. That doesn't sound good. You sure they're not talking about you there, Elena? Well, that wouldn't be a surprise to me. Right, yeah, we'll save now, just because. And, before we head through that door down there to go after the Ivory Butler, let's head back into Miss Isabella's room and see if she's still around. Never mind, she's not here anymore. Huh. A book. Let's take a look in this book. Zanbi month, Salamander day. That cad, I thought I'd get to see him, and then he runs off to the human world. What nerve. Aristocratic devils. What are they thinking? In other news, I heard that 3 Geminites brought down the Vandal Empire and ushered in peace. Huh. Wait a minute. That was a really long time ago. Yeah. Wonder how old she is. Definitely not a question you'd ask if she was a potential prospect for like dating, but I don't think that's the case here. This is all very confusing, but like Elena said, if we meet the Master, the whole secret should unravel to us. And is it? Oh, I guess the date did change a little bit. It's Undine Day, even though it was Salamander Day, I think, when we came in here. Oh well. Let's go over here. The other door's locked in the Heroine's file, but if you're in the Hero's file, you'll go over there to make it into the innermost reaches of Vinquette Hall. Right? Let's get going then. These guys are new. These are skeletons, or skulls, or something to that effect. But, you see how they're glowing blue like that? Well, when they're glowing blue, they're immune to physical damage, but magical damage will damage them while they're glowing. So, all right, we got them. And in this chest, we found a light coin. 9 more to go. That's a little bit later, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. So, since this is the Halloween episode, let's talk tricks, treats, and ghost stories. If you have a particularly good ghost story that you can explain in 500 characters or less, then go ahead and explain it in the comments below on either the end of this video or whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and explain a couple of things. Here, let me see. Hang on one sec. Yeah, I'm going the right way. I just wanted to make sure before I led you guys astray. That would be kind of bad. Oh. That probably would have hurt if he had run me out, but glad I got around it. Okay, so first thing, we'll do treats first. We'll do the other stuff later. First impression of pretzel M&Ms, they're not very good. I tried them, and they're just not as good as like pretzels and M&Ms. Like, I've had them separate, and they're a lot tastier than like the pretzel M&Ms. Maybe it's the crunchy part on the inside, I don't know. It's just something about them that just doesn't gel and jive right with me. Heal myself a little bit before we go down there. Okay. So there's my impression of pretzel M&Ms, but you know what though? M&M bars, those old ones, I forget what they were called exactly, but those were the best thing to happen to M&Ms in a long time. I can remember those things. I can't find them anywhere now, but those were really good. Oh. Another mana statue already. And in this chest we get a magic walnut. That's restores 80 MP total, which is pretty nice. We'll be using those for probably the remainder of the game as a quick MP restoration. Although sitting can do a fair amount of MP restoration as well, but the idea is that the magic walnut doesn't take as long and it does more healing, so it might be worth considering. That went right over his head. Oh boy. So there's that. Tricks, that would be the next one. It's not really a trick or anything, but let's see if I can get this. The trick to these wheels is that when you see that an OK goes above, at the top of the ring, that's when you want to press A so that the ring will stop up there. So tricks, well, actually before we do that, let me get to this first. This is a jab trait meta ball, so you want to shoot it with the arrows, and then fire. Good. That was so creepy. There's a fire spirit in the fireplace. That's convenient. And now he's free! Yes, we are, actually. I guess he's one to repay his debts. Awesome. And he's just raring to go! So now, we have fire magic. Awesome. That'll be pretty useful. Actually, that'll be useful in a couple of minutes when we get to the next part. But when we get to that part, I'll show that. So, next little Halloween story I've got for you. First and foremost, what's everybody going for as this year? I personally am not doing any trick-or-treating this year. I was going to do trick-or-treating last year. I almost went because they have a little thing where at our school, at my college, where they have like a little trick-or-treating thing around the campus, and they just let you go like after curfew hours and everything. I almost went as the Fonz last year, but I had a class until 7 o'clock at night, so it was kind of inconvenient for me to go with my group because they all finished up that day like probably like 4-ish, so it was a little bit inconvenient, so I didn't end up going. I went a different day with my two brothers, but so that was pretty nice, but it wasn't exactly what I had planned. The one year, a couple of years ago, my littlest brother, level up. My littlest brother got lost while we were trick-or-treating one time because we lost sight of him, and it was a little bit hectic. We had to go out with our flashlights and everything to go find him, and we found out that he came back to the house like a couple minutes after we just went out looking for him. Like, we just went around the block looking for him because that was where we had gone trick-or-treating. But he came back to the house like a couple minutes before, and he just waited on the porch, and we got back and we were like, "Where were you? Where'd you go?" He was like, "Oh, well, I just went to a different house than you guys, and then I looked back and you guys weren't there." He's a weird one. Oh, topple cotton. I don't think that's very useful, but we'll see. I wonder which one of the doors it is. Is it this door? It is this door. Okay, we've got a little rolladillo thingamajigger right here. And if you try to attack it, let me show you. No damage from the bow, no damage from the staff either, and there's no damage from light magic. But if you equip the staff, and then you equip salamander magic, it will deal damage to this guy, like so. See, 15 damage, so... I don't think you can damage him when he's rolled up, but I'm not exactly sure. But after a few hits, he poofs and dies. So, this door was locked before, but now it's open, so awesome. So yeah, that was my story for my little brother. He's crazy. Luckily, we haven't had another situation like that since it happened the first time. But now here comes the real ghost story. Just as we're getting to the heart of this place too.